Through my hours of sitting at a Starbucks location, I came across a lot of situations I thought would never occur. I had spent many hours at one location observing and recording the different responses and reactions to each individual at each Starbucks location. I sat near the register listening to each customer interaction with the employees, also hearing the orders that have been placed. What is going to happen when Starbucks goes through their price increases of the coffee, and how will this affect their customers? This company touches millions of Americans on a daily basis with a cup of coffee. Will this drive these customers to go somewhere else, or will they stay loyal to Starbucks? I will go through and break down the four consumer aspects and create value in purchasing the product. I will first be observing the behaviors of a customer based off the environment of each Starbucks location. Does color, lighting, and space affect people in a way that will cause them to ignore the price of coffee? Second, I will observe the effect of the customer service. Does the staff and the interactions with the customer cause them to buy or spend more money? Third, I will be observing the product received at the end of the transaction. The quality of the product will affect the customer and their purchasing choice. Does taste, color, texture, and the quality have an effect on the product's perceived value? Lastly, to tie this all together, I'll be observing the price of the products and seeing which ones get purchased more than others. Will the price of the product alone steer a customer away, or will the other three variables outweigh the price of itself? These four different measurables will give me a greater understanding of if someone will change their behaviors just based off of price alone, or will this cause them to go somewhere else? This will give me an understanding of who Starbucks demographic and overall psychographics are and who they're trying to reach in their sales process. First, I will go over the environment and location. Through my observations at multiple Starbucks, all of them are very clean and organized. This immediately creates an emotion that is trustworthy. The lighting at all Starbucks is bright and accented over the tables to make it feel more creative, or even act like you're at your own fancy dining restaurant table. Another aspect is all the color on the art on the walls. It makes the environment warm and welcoming. It brings back the days of me personally sitting at my cabin, drinking a hot cup of cocoa, and watching the snow fall outside. The last observation I made is all the large windows around the store. This creates a more creative feeling, and also it creates a feeling of that you are not confined. You're in a very open space and that you're not closed off. This will increase creativity and dopamine in people to make them feel better. These emotions will also be created different in each individual, but the concept is still the same of happiness and security. All people want to do is just walk into a Starbucks and feel safe and then enjoy a great cup of coffee as they walk out as a bonus. Next thing I observed is the customer service. Starbucks has an amazing atmosphere and even better customer service. Starbucks spends billions of dollars each year in investing on their employees' training. This is another major key to their success. When a person walks into a store, they are going to be heavily impacted by the human interactions they have. If you walk into a store that is having an angry or negative employee helping you, this will immediately make you feel not welcome or not safe. This will also show that the employees really don't care about the service they're providing or the product that you are going to receive. Humans crave every single day to be heard and valued. It's our human nature. This is the reason why we want our names on statues, cities, or have children to carry out our family names. It's human instincts to be something, want to be something and valued in this world. This is how we evaluate our own successes by objects we own. When people walk into a Starbucks, they are immediately greeted with a smiling face who's willing to help you out. All baristas and customers I observed in my study answered all the questions they were asked and did it with a smile. The customers who were greeted with their name left more frequently with a smile on their face than others who didn't. This is a correlation of that people who get greeted with their name take their experience more personally and feel more valued when shopping at a Starbucks. The next aspect of what we're going to go into of perceived value of individuals shopping at Starbucks is the end product itself. We have gone through two huge components of how Starbucks overcomes a price increase of coffee. Since the environment and service are so important, what about the product received at the end of the interaction? A customer doesn't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This is back to the human instinct of that the fact that they want to have a reason or greater purpose of buying a product. The product is a byfactor of what they actually are doing. Since Starbucks is about creating a great experience of each location or each store, they continue to buy their products. Starbucks gives them a very good product, but is not the best. There are very high-end coffee shops out there in Italy and other parts of America that make a way better cup of coffee. But that is not what Starbucks is trying to do. Starbucks is trying to create a very good product that delivers amazing service. Starbucks originally started as a high-end coffee shop that would give their customers very fancy ceramic cups to drink out of, and also have very fancy ceramic, custom-made ceramic plates to eat their danishes or muffins off of. This has all changed when Starbucks knew that they could touch more people in a positive way with an experience over amazing products. This end product doesn't matter because we do not want to feel ripped off, but we will buy less quality to feel better service or feel more valued from the service. The next aspect we're going to go through is through my observation at a Starbucks location is I came to the conclusion that perceived value outweighs the actual value. Each individual who interacts with Starbucks will have a different opinion of how expensive their product was because price is all relative. We can come to the conclusion that if a customer values the same things at a Starbucks, they will continue to buy the product or service no matter how high the prices are as long as they stay within reason. This is very important for companies to know and understand because the increased success and customer perceived value overnight. Starbucks seems very high to a lot of individuals because they don't see the value as Starbucks, while other people consistently and regularly buy their cup of coffee no matter what the price is. To show you a correlation in the chart I've provided, this is the correlation between customers' value and Starbucks service. I've tracked the number of customers and how long they stayed at each location. The chart shows how much free time a person is willing to give to Starbucks instead of going somewhere else. This shows loyalty of a customer based off of how they purchase and how long they stay at a Starbucks location. The longer a person stays, the more loyal they are going to be to a Starbucks, and they enjoy and value their service and their experience more than if they were going to go to another coffee shop. Some recommendations. I have one recommendation for sure that is a major recommendation for Starbucks to start adopting into their daily customer interaction. I recommend that they start greeting all of their customers by their name. This can easily be implemented into how they greet their customers just by asking two simple questions. One is, "Hi, my name is Austin. How can I help you today?" Two is, state your name. What is your name? Asking those two simple questions will allow the employee to reference the name of the customer over and over again to create this very personal experience where they feel valued. In my observations, I found more people left with a smile when they were greeted with their name than the individuals who did not. I know from personal experience that when I walk into a store and they greet me by their name, I immediately sense a feeling of acceptance and happy, and I leave no matter what the product ended up being with a smile on my face and feeling better. So Starbucks, I highly recommend to create this experience to adopt that movement of where you introduce yourself with your names and use your customers' names as well. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. And Starbucks, I hope you make these changes to your company.